The Internet Censorship Era, video by Tommy NFG. So it looks like we're getting to that point of time where things are going to be censored, or I don't know why I'm doing quotation marks here. Things are going to be censored for the sake of the children. Okay, I guess that's what I meant to do. For the sake of the children, whatever. Like, we know, like, they're talking about implementing IDs for YouTube. I've been hearing stuff with, like, the government trying to stop us from watching anime. Which, if they do that, that would be my 13th reason. You feel me? Trying to stop anime. I mean, there's just bigger fish to fry, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. But that's just something I cannot go for. You feel me? I will leave the U.S. over there. I'm not even kidding. If the U.S., like, let's just, I don't think this is actually going to happen. But let's just say it did. If the U.S. were to block all anime, I'm gone by tomorrow. I'm not even lying to you, bro. I'm dead serious right now. The heck? Turn it. Nah. But nah, if the U.S., you feel me, blocks it, I'm gone. I'm not even lying to you. I'm so for real. Like, I don't even know what the purpose of that is, you feel me? But it's definitely not to help anybody. Like, it's not, you feel me? So, I would definitely be leaving if that ever were to happen. I don't think it will, but in the off chance that it does happen, I will be gone. Peace. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be censored. Let's see. As long as this doesn't stop, bro. And I'm hearing for GTA 6, you had to use your ID or whatever. GTA 6 is just pissing me off, bro. It better be good because all this ridiculousness. First off, we waited 30 years for the game to come out. You know, I'm not even exaggerating. I think it's even been 50 at this point. But we've waited so long for the game to come out. And all this, like, things, it's like, I don't even know, bro. All the craziest things are happening before GTA 6 is coming out. It's just weird. It's crazy. But let's see. Yeah, video by Tommy NFG. Let's get into it.
Imagine this, a place where you can log on to anywhere in the world and meet anyone at any time. You're all free to discuss your own opinions, whether they be good or bad. And you can also get your freak on while you're at it. This magical place is known as the internet has been getting used by the world population for decades. Well, was being used. You can rip that all up because that era of the internet is officially dead. ID verifications. Social media posts taken down for no reason. Taking pictures of you randomly while your camera's on. Nah, I just added that last part, but let's be real. We all have definitely had an FBI agent goon to us through the camera screen while we've been naked, and what are we gonna do? Stop paying taxes? I stopped paying years ago and it did nothing. Recently, a lot of people have been getting worried about the state of the internet and are wondering how long it will actually be in the form we have now. This all stems from one country deciding nationwide to completely change its laws on the internet. The United Kingdom. Man, y'all always gotta ruin everything.
They ruined everything, bro. Like, I think they were the ones that even made copyright and stuff, all that stuff, such a big issue at one point. Like, I think I remember that. I was made like maybe even 10 years ago at this point. It was a while back. But yeah, they always mess up everything. Like, they blow. I mean, let me not even get into it, bro. But they mess up everything. So, but I didn't know it was coming from them, bro. Dang, it looked like they would eat this nonsense too.
It was food, then it was rap, and now the internet, because every country is going to be watching the UK to see how it goes and writing down notes. Trying to implement their own type of system to spy on their citizens. I'm just playing, by the way. For any of my UK viewers watching now, y'all are valid in my eyes. You are losing on this one to us, though. USA for the win. On July 25th this year, the UK passed one of its biggest Internet Safety Act bills ever. The main reasons for them passing it was to block any adult content, violent content, graphic videos, and political videos they say are quote-unquote harmful to the youth.
But we know who this is really targeting. Every time stuff like this happens, Who are the people that are most affected? Black people. Let's just keep it a bean. Every time, look, bro, how many stuff just be getting taken down on social media just because it's a black, it's geared towards a black audience. They're always censoring stuff for black people, and I think they do it at a disproportionate rate. You feel me? Like, I'm not talking about the adult content or whatever, but bro, think about how boring the internet is going to be if this takes off. Because the jokes, they're not going to be able to fly. You feel me? The pop culture memes, all those things, like, you already know you're going to get the most BS, complaints about those things. Too graphic, language use, all those things. Like, this is
Now, as in what is deemed harmful, it's not like the UK citizens are determining that together in a national poll. That's what the government says is harmful. And now in the UK, on basically every platform you go on, you're required to show your ID or have your face scanned for it to determine if you're old enough to be on it.
This already is happening in the UK. It sucks.
Including places, and I'm not joking, Spotify. If I buy a subscription for a website and then after they say I gotta verify my ID, I'm running up to their headquarters and demanding the CEO give me a refund right there. This means officially in the UK, you can register for the army at 16, have consensual sex at 16, some freak ass probably gonna fly over there from the States after hearing about that, but they didn't even know. But the one thing you can't do is listen to music. And of course the government's defense for this, and what people are gonna be saying that agree with it, is, well, it does help protect kids, so why not? Maybe that would be true if they just block like corn and gooner websites. But the problem with this, and what most people agree on, is that the government shouldn't be doing the parenting for you. In this day and age, our devices and social media platforms are built more than ever to have protections for kids. Every social media platform has some type of parental control so that parents could control what their kids are watching. I remember when I was younger too, TVs had built-in parental controls as well. It's not like it's 2005 and you log on the internet and it's completely and utter Russian roulette of what you're gonna see. That's only if you go on places like Twitter, which no child should be on anyways, or any human being for a long time to keep their sanity. You also have platforms that have created their own kid versions of apps like YouTube Kids. I know even that can have questionable things on it, but it's definitely like 10 times safer for a kid than typical YouTube. If a parent doesn't monitor what their kids do on the surface web, then it's the parent's fault. I think a good equivalence is like a parent who doesn't pay attention to their kid and they end up burning themselves on the stove. Then the parent tries to sue the stove company because they didn't make it kid friendly enough. And the quick solution of something like this, most people think, is just getting a VPN and boom, you won't have to worry about the law anyways. In America, there's a ton of states that have corn banned, and I didn't realize that until I moved to Texas. I mean, I never checked. What?
That's like, why? What made you to realize that was the case? You feel me? But I ain't gonna lie, those bans aren't stopping nobody. But I do agree, you feel me? And that's really the biggest concern. Then just stop the corn websites or whatever, those stuff, those platforms and stuff, block them. You feel me? That's cool. You feel me? Nobody's over here complaining about that. Obviously, there's going to be some people complaining about that, but we don't care about that. But other than that, it shouldn't be up to the government to police what content is appropriate and inappropriate for children. That should be up to the parents.
Why would I ever go on one of those Gooner websites like the assumptions?
Let's be real. Like, are you really holding up stuff? Are you really stopping people from experiencing stuff till they're 18? Because if we're just being honest, what's the difference between what you're watching at 16 versus what you're watching at 18? It's not much. Not much of a difference. So, I don't know, man.
Everyone's making right now towards me is crazy. But yeah, most people just get around it by using a VPN, so it doesn't matter. It's funny because the same day they enacted the law in the UK, VPN app downloads immediately shot up to #1 in every app store. And because they found out in the UK government that everyone's not dumb and is gonna get around it using a VPN, they're now planning to restrict that as well. So the only way you'll be able to access all your favorite sites on the internet in the UK soon will be by giving your ID. And you can also bet if the government fails to keep everyone's identification safe and cyber hackers manage manage to get it, which of course they're cyber hackers, so they always end up getting it. Even the US government gets hacked constantly by hackers. And they're not gonna give you if you're affected by it. Maybe they'll give you a $10 Nando's gift card for your worries. Imagine being a kid and coming back from a gruesome day at school. Mommy and daddy are having their casual 5 p.m. yelling match in the kitchen, and you just want to sit back, relax, and watch some funny TikToks, only for you to be prompted to give your ID or you can't use TikTok anymore. You go on Fortnite only to be then asked also for your ID because there may be some dangers. And once they start in one area, there's no going back. It's gonna end up on every single app, even if the apps are kid-friendly, because someone is going to complain. One of the biggest UK creators on TikTok, Dylan Page, is even saying he's gonna leave over the changes. If you were on TikTok, you've probably seen Dylan Page. He's one of the biggest news creators on the app. And he said the UK has already started restricting his posts on TikTok because of the new law. People thinking they're not gonna focus on political posts are already wrong, because apparently they started restricting posts about Gaza and Ukraine. I don't know about y'all, but as a kid in school, they would show us documentaries about war and its damages in the world, to teach us that war is cruel and it should never be the answer. It's not like this matters anyways, because kids are probably gonna see the footage on the news anyways. They're just trying to suppress it as much as possible and make it hard to find. Meanwhile, in another Western country, they're straight up banning social media for anyone under 16. Imagine being Australian and having to fight all types of creatures in the wild. You're walking on the street and gotta go toe to toe with a kangaroo, but the one battle you lose to is the internet. In Australia, their Internet Safety Act, called the Online Safety Amendment, passed in 2024. It banned anyone under 16 from being able to even have a social media account, including
That's crazy. That's crazy.
YouTube. And the law got put in place for all social media apps in December.
Bro, imagine not having YouTube, bro. You gotta at least leave YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave YouTube. Like, you could take away all the other ones. I feel like you should leave TikTok too. But YouTube, bro, come on now, man. That's not fair.
Except YouTube. Well, now they're reversing that and saying they're gonna ban YouTube too.
Whoa.
Even though you still can.
I didn't even know that they didn't leave YouTube alone, but now they're going to take it away.
Technically use the platforms there. Not having an account kind of makes it useless because your algorithm is tied to your account. And certain social media apps require you after a while to make an account. Their government also doesn't understand by doing this, it's probably going to make those kids worse. Because now you're going to have a lot more of them outside, which, yes, I do think kids need to go outside a lot more. But they're going to have to find other ways to have fun, which usually for people younger is going to be doing some dumb being annoying in public or pulling pranks on random citizens in the streets. The reason why younger generations all over the world have less crime rates more than ever is because the internet is the outlet for people's stress. Sometimes it might be raging on a game. Sometimes it might be having an argument in a comment section on TikTok over gay son or thought daughter. Without that outlet, I guarantee things are going to change in the streets. And I've seen some older Gen Z and millennials saying this is a good thing and these kids do need to go outside. But you realize that's hypocritical because you grew up with the time where these restrictions didn't exist and you could use it. And now you're saying people that are younger shouldn't get the same ability you were able to have. I would definitely be annoyed as hell if I was under 16 right now.
Yeah, I would be irritated, very irritated. But I will say, all this is kind of unnecessary. Just block the corn sites. It's that simple.
Right now. Most of you watching, including me, probably saw some fucked up things on the internet growing up and ended up perfectly fine. I know we focus a lot more on the extreme cases in the internet where someone goes insane and does something messed up in real life, but we don't focus on the help it gives people to escape their reality of life. Sure, some of y'all may have had a stressful day at school or work and now you're finally kicking back and relaxing watching this video. Even not counting that, it doesn't only affect people under 16. Everyone has to pay the price for it. Just hope the government keeps your information safe and sound, I guess. I mean, it seems like the Australian government has its priorities set right.
To the Sigmas of Australia, I say that this goofy-air government have been capping, not just now but for a long time. A few of you may remember when they said there'll be no phantom tax under the government I lead. They're capaholics. They're also yapaholics. They yap non-stop about how their cost.
And now to top all of this off, the land of the...
Yeah, I don't know what she thought she was doing. I don't know what she thought she was doing, bro. That was not it.
The free isn't safe from it anymore. YouTube in a couple of days on August 13th is going to be rolling out their brand new AI age verification update in the US. It'll be similar to the UK's and scan your face to estimate your age. And their whole reason is basically the same thing the UK government is saying, to lock out certain people out of certain videos if they're not a certain age. The thing is though, YouTube already has an age restriction policy and usually when it hits a YouTube video, no one sees it anyways. They dig it so far down the algorithm that it's hard to find. In fact, usually when a creator does get hit with the age restriction, they have to repost the video so it gets sent out in the algorithm again. But going back to what I was saying before, this is exactly what people are talking about when they say that UK law sets a bad precedent. Because now these platforms are going to be scared of any law that may be coming and add a measure just in case. People are also questioning how YouTube is going to do it because they're basing it off your watch history and your account behavior. So is it like if you watch too many family-friendly YouTubers, they're going to ask you? And wouldn't this not stop someone who watches a lot of older content creators even if they're younger than 18? Dude, I know when I was younger, I was watching all the edgy YouTubers and shit. But according to their rules, I guess, the person that's younger watching that older type of content would be less at a risk of getting ID'd compared to somebody that's older watching family-friendly content. In truth, I don't even think YouTube wants to add this update, but at the end of the day, if the government comes for them, they know they have to be prepared. So
yeah, YouTube is gonna fold. You feel me? They're gonna bend the knee to whatever laws are passed, especially in the UK. They've done it before. They're gonna do it again. So yeah, it's just a matter of time, I guess. That's kind of unfortunate, but I feel like this is going to be a headache for me. I do watch a lot of younger content, but I don't know.
Nothing can happen. All these Western nations can no longer flex that they're better than China and Russia because they don't have authoritarian control over their media. Soon enough, I don't think they'll be able to flex this anymore. The current UK government has no clue what they're doing because now they're gonna also lower the age of voting to 16. So they put in a law that universally affects people under the age of 18 and expect those people to vote them back in office? Who the is running the UK government? Mr. Bean? Like, are you that stupid? Literally any UK politician that runs on a platform of removing the is gonna 100% win the younger vote. There's also rumors too that when GTA 6 releases, they're gonna make it so in order to play online, you're gonna have to verify with your ID everywhere. All I'm gonna say is, for any of you young who don't care about politics and think it won't affect you, well, now it will, and you better start actually voting before it's too late. But Gen Z, everyone is such online activists and never go out to actually use their rights, which is just crazy to me. Anyways, that's gonna be all though. If I reached anyone in the UK or Australia, just hang in there, guys. It probably won't get better, but I'm with y'all. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys. Consensual.
Yeah, man, that's what it is right now. You feel me? So I don't know how things are gonna look in the coming months, so we just had to wait and see. You feel me? Hopefully, sometimes these things are really talked about, but they don't really affect that much. So hopefully that's going to be this. But they said people are already seen dealing with this in the UK and stuff. Australia is just tripping, which is news to me. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were cool over there. I guess not. Yeah, so it's really crazy. How things are turning. Like how things, the current event of things, like it's really crazy, like how things are changing right now. Yeah, man, hopefully this doesn't affect things too bad. I don't know. Hopefully, with everything, like we're going to find ways around it, hopefully. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. You feel me? Shout out to Tommy NFG. This is a cool video by him. You feel me? Check out his channel, like he said. You feel me? And you guys make sure to like what I got going on over here. You feel me? Like this video if you enjoyed it. Turn on post notifications to see everything that I upload. And yeah, man, that's it. For real. Subscribe to the channel, of course. And we out.